We got this new back-to-back Thursday night game, right? So North Carolina Central has been tabbed for two back-to-back Thursday night games. I think this is the only back-to-back Thursday night game for any team across FBS to FCS. I don't think anybody else is doing this but North Carolina Central. Definitely an experiment. But there are two different ways to look at this. You can look at this and the effects on the brand that is North Carolina Central, and you can look at it from the effects on the team and the players involved in the week-to-week process of playing football. So first, if you look on the effects of the brand, this season they are amidst a title run. Let's keep it real. North Carolina Central is the favorites to win the Celebration Bowl going into 2023 season. And as the potential favorites, you want to get on TV as much as possible. So I went through their schedule and checked out some of their games. So the North Carolina A&T game is going to be on Flow Sports, so that will not be on national television. You won't get that exposure. But they do play at UCLA in week 3, a week where a lot of FCS and FBS opponents play. Possibly they may have a look at a national televised game there. But next, you have your two Thursday night matchups. These matchups I do not like very much are looked at as possibly nationally televised. Last year, North Carolina Central and Morgan State played on ESPN2 for North Carolina Central's nationally televised game during the regular season. They had another one for Celebration Bowl. So that's from a brand perspective, right? And even pushing the brand perspective even farther, you look at the last year's Celebration Bowl favorite, Jackson State, and how many nationally televised games they had. They had 3. But they only had 1 during the regular season, and that was in game 1 for the Orange Blossom Classic against FAMU. The other 2 games, nationally televised games, came in the postseason. SWAC Championship and the Celebration Bowl. Let's look at that from a brand point of view. Let's look at it from the effects on a team. How does this affect a team day to day? Well, first of all, playing Thursday night games throws off the schedule of a football practice. If you think about normal football practice, there's a game on Saturday, you usually off on Sunday. Some people practice on Sunday. You go a little slow on Monday, probably just shirts and shorts, maybe just film. Tuesday, you hop out there, you probably shills, shoulder pads, shorts. Wednesday comes around, you probably shoulder pads, shorts. You know, if that, you may just go full pads, but go half contact, stuff like that. But when this Thursday schedule, after coming off a Saturday game, Sunday you're probably off, Monday you're probably off, Tuesday you probably have practice, Wednesday you're doing walkthroughs. So, and looking at this on how it affects a team could be a little tricky. It could lead to issues against Morgan State. You have a short week against Morgan State, your opening of the MEAC season, and this Morgan State team is thirsty. They hungry. They got some new dogs. We don't know who's going to be their quarterback at this point in the season, so they're wobbly. You got to watch them. But going into this next game, the second Thursday night game, from a team perspective, isn't that bad. You're actually going to get more rest than South Carolina State will. You're going to have 7 days off compared to South Carolina State, who plays against Delaware State on 10/21, 5 days prior to South Carolina State's game against North Carolina Central. You have the advantage in rest against South Carolina State. And even think about this. The week after that, you have the advantage of rest on the next team you play. Because now you have 8 days of rest. Because if you play on Thursday, you get Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. So from a team perspective, this could be a little tricky. It does present different challenges and different hurdles because I, for one, have not seen a back-to-back Thursday slate for any team in college football. And for two is you got to monitor injuries. And even in trying to manage your injuries later in the year, you want to have less practices. This North Carolina Central team probably won't practice much between these 2 weeks, which is good for your injured guys and good for getting guys back to full health. So I don't like the idea of this schedule, this back-to-back Thursday night schedule. I'm not a fan of this at all. This should be the last time this ever happens. I'm over it. But if this gives North Carolina Central a chance to be on national television, I'm all for it. Because if you really take a look at it, ESPN has already said they're going to air Syracuse at Virginia Tech on 10/26. That's the same day that South Carolina State and North Carolina Central play, right? Be mindful of that. But ESPN has not yet announced a Thursday night game on October 19th, other than North Carolina Central and Morgan State. So possibly that could be their chance to get a national televised game. If anything, I hope that through this weird scheduling, Central at least ends up with a nationally televised game.